Hi, good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day so far. I have a video that I believe the Lord wants me to speak on, and I believe it's going to be an encouragement for you ladies. I think it's something, men, that you may be encouraged by and learn some things, and I think it can also apply to men when it comes to other women. Now, guys, this is, this channel. If you don't know, you're going to get, I do give godly um, content, talk about, just following Christ. And I also will talk with you guys about practical things. But I do, as I tell you things of that nature, we're going to be applying the Word of God. Now, some people, you may not believe in that. So if you don't, then this is not going to be for you. However, I do believe that there's things that you can learn from it and you can relate to and you can apply it to your life. All right. But ultimately, the way that you will be successful in a lot of things and how you handle things and your emotions is really when you allow yourself to be led by the Spirit of God. So we're going to move into it, guys. So we're going to talk about when he's everybody's guy, when he is everybody's guy. Now, maybe someone that you're interested in or someone interested in, and then someone that you may be in a relationship with or even married to, but he's a wonderful person, but he's everybody's guy. And what does that mean? There's really nothing that he does not do for another woman than he like he does for you. This guy, as he's nice to you, he's nice to everyone else. He's giving, he's caring. What he gives to you, he will give to someone else. So what does that mean? Now, does it mean that you want a man that's going to be nice to you and nasty to other women? No, because that will say something about his character. One of the ways that you're going to learn a lot about someone is how they treat other people. Whether it's a man or a woman, how does he behave? Okay, how does he deal with situation? How is he in traffic? Many years ago, it's had to be about over 7 years ago. I remember I was on the phone with this guy and he was in traffic. And I don't know what happened. Maybe someone cut him off, but it was a woman. But he just went into this rage and he was saying the most nastiest things. I mean, he was calling this woman all types of names. I'm talking about really nasty names, guys. And I mean, he even said cunt, like, whoa. And I was shocked because outside of that, the way that he normally talks and how he appeared to me was that he was a respectful person. But he went into this rage, and I was immediately offended for that woman that he would even go on like that. And I just listened to him. But I knew in my mind at that point that I was never gonna call him again. We was never gonna have a conversation. It was just immediately a turn off because that showed me something about him. Not only that he was so angry that he forgot I was on the phone or didn't care that I was on the phone and was carrying on. So this had to have been in, let's see, it had to have been like maybe in 2015 or something like that. I was like, So, yeah. So those type of things will let you know a lot about that person. So with that said, you don't want a man be with a person who he's only nice to you and then you want him to be nasty to other people. But there's a difference between that and when it seems as if there's really no boundaries between what he's going to do for you and another woman. Meaning a woman can approach him, or the women that he knows in his life can approach him, and he's going to bestow to them the same level and intensity of care and doing things for them as he will do for you. And you may be his wife, you may be his girlfriend, you may be his significant other, his fiance. And so there is nothing that sets you apart from them other than you're his girlfriend, or you have this position. And a man, when you're in society now where people make you feel like as long as he's coming home to you, or as long you're the one he's with, you're the one that he's put a title on, then you shouldn't worry about things like that. People will make you feel as if something is wrong with you for expecting standards or some sort of boundary set. You're in a society where people's standards are low and it's changed. And I want to read something to you. In Isaiah chapter 4, and I believe in verse 1, it says this: 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Just let us be called by your name and take away our disgrace. So, Isaiah chapter 4, it says, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Just let us be called by your name and take away our disgrace. You see, stuff was going on during those times, and apparently these women were like, listen, we have our own clothes, we have our own things. Just please, just marry us. Don't let us be disgraced. And we're in times now, how we can apply this is there is such a need and a deep desire, almost reckless desire, to be in a relationship, that nobody is really going to be setting boundaries or caring. Other women are not going to care that this man is in a relationship or he's with somebody. They just want his time. I know you're in a relationship. I don't care about that. I'm not worried about that. Just give me your time. Or I'm still going to pursue him regardless of what the situation may be. You see, these ladies here were saying, we have our own things. We won't be a burden to you. Just give us, don't disgrace us. Just give us your name. So marry me regardless. I don't care. You don't have to take care of me. They're already willing to compromise themselves. We've got our own stuff. Just put a ring on it, And so in other cases, you find women who I have my own husband. I have my own boyfriend. I know you have a girlfriend. I know you have a situation, but I just want your time. Give me your time. I just want a little bit of what you have. And there is a desperation that's out there. And there's a standard also that this is normal. That as long as he's coming home to you, and as long as you're the one that has the ring on your finger, as long as you're the one that is his girlfriend, then you're supposed to allow these types of behaviors. But the Bible speaks very clearly to men in Proverbs chapter 5 and 15 and 16. It says, drink from your own cistern, running waters from your own well. This parable is not talking about literally about a water fountain or drinking from a well, but your own lady. That means focus on this one person. All right. If you're with this person, this is who you're with, then that's who you pour into. This is where you get your refreshing from. All right. Your encouragement. This is who you grow with. So you're saying to the man, drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. And verse 16 says, why should your springs flow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares? And if you read that, you'll see it speaks more about that in Proverbs chapter 7. Read that, guys. It's Proverbs chapter 5. You can, and starting at verse 15, you can read further down and see what they're talking about. But what it is, sometimes you have men out there, you can be dating them, where they cannot be with one person. They may choose someone to wife and choose someone to say, this is my girlfriend, but they are in everybody's ear. This is a man that whatever you may have to give to him is not enough, because he needs a little bit of something from different women. And so what does that mean? He likes to be admired. He may like to be he likes to be a help to everybody. So what he gives to you, somebody else is going to have that. He may be spending his most of his time with you, but he's going to give of himself to other women as well. So the same way he encourages you and lifts you up, he's doing that to someone else. There are other women that's sitting, waiting in the wings, waiting for his phone calls. He's spending time with them. There is nothing different from you than with them. He may buy you stuff that's more expensive, but he's going to do for them. He's going to give his emotions, his heart. That's the most important thing. He's going to give his heart to these other women, and so they may draw to him and need him for advice and need him. They're texting and whatever they may be doing, seeing each other. He's not loyal and faithful. And so there may be women that they can call him up and they're talking to him and they're texting him and he's meeting them up and he's doing for them. And he may do certain things for you, but he's going to do the same thing for another woman as well. And a lot of times it's because there's something within him where he needs that sort of adoration and that feeling of being wanted and needed. And it is not just you are not going to be enough. So your love and your appreciation to him, it's not enough. He wants it from many other people. And so he will be out there, opening doors for other ladies. He may be there picking up stuff from the store, something that they want. He'll do the same thing for them. He's going to he's everybody's guy. He's everybody's guy. And while you do want a man who is kind and who is considerate and who is very considerate, considerate to other people, where you find that there is no division other than no change, or there are no boundaries. So that means he's going to do the exact same thing for another woman that he does for you, or he may just do maybe a little less, but they still have full on access to him, just like you or more than you. That's when you realize, guys, that's when you're going to realize that he has something else going on, that it's not your problem. He has to fix that. But you're in a society where people say, well, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with me talking to other women. There's nothing wrong with me talking to other men. I'm with you. But you have to understand that when there's emotional connections, where there is just a need for this man or woman to just go out there and be talking to other people, and there's no boundaries in what's for you and what's for them, other than you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, you're my husband, but they're giving of the deep treasures of themselves to another person, guys, that's where you're going to have to ask yourself some serious questions. We're in a society, as I said, that they will say that that's okay. No, it's not okay. No, it is not okay. The Bible speaks about this. Drink water from your own cisterns. The Lord's already speaking to the man and what he should be. When he has a wife and he has someone who's potentially his wife, don't think that the behaviors and the things that you see that man doing right now is going to change when he marries you. This is who he is. You're seeing his character on display. So if he is a person that he has to be in everybody else's cistern, he has to get everybody else's approval, he needs love and attention from other women, you're going to find what's going to happen is his springs are going to be flowing in the streets. Who he is, what he's pouring out from himself, and maybe eventually even his seed, his body, is going to be all out in the streets. He's going to be pouring his seed into other women, his life into other women. So it's all out in the streets and in the public squares. Maybe he'll start sleeping with other women. Maybe he'll start, sometimes he's not sleeping with them, but emotionally he is tied to them. So his other women and other women out there are are dependent on him for that daily phone call or that daily text or for their needs. Pieces of him spiritually, emotionally is all out all over the place. Could be on the internet, could be in the DMs, could be with this person across town, that person in another country, this person in another state, this person down the street, several people in the church, someone in your neighborhood, different women in your family. You have to really understand that this is a flaw and it's not a norm. You're in a society where they'll make you think that this is normal. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with you? And then you're also in times where, according to Isaiah chapter 4, there are women that's just like, they don't care what the circumstances are. Just claim me. Just give me time. Marry me. There are women that they're going to marry a man no matter how many different women he's seen, no matter how much hell he may be putting them through, no matter how much he shows them that he's not loyal. So you have, very successful women that's willing to be a piece of woman. They're willing to take a piece of man. They're willing to just marry me and I'll deal with all the other females. There are women that they'll want to marry this man. I have my own stuff. You don't have to worry about anything. So he's pampered. He's taken care of. She's showing I've got my own stuff and she's prepared to battle everybody else because now she feels like, well, he's put a ring on my finger and that's the win-win, and she's prepared to fight these ongoing lifelong battles with other women because now I'm the wife, I'm his girlfriend, I'm the one that he's gonna marry, and now I'm gonna fight you all off. But why do that to begin with? Do you not value yourself enough to know that there are men out there who you don't have to have these type of conversations with? There are men out there who already knows that while this is my friend and these are people I've known, they know how to set those clear boundaries where you are my friend, but you cannot get that same level of attention and consideration as I give to my wife, as I give to my girlfriend, as I give to us. I'm talking about, your fiance. They know those things. You won't have to worry about that. There are men out there who knows how to balance their friendships and their relationships, and they're prepared to stand by their wife and stand by and protect the one that they're going to take to the altar. If he does not do that now, and he's everybody's guy and everybody just can access him, this is not a person that you want to marry. Now, if you choose to marry him and you choose to continue in a relationship with him, you choose to deal with those things, then that is on you. But remember, that's a sign of being in a position where it does not matter. I just want to have a relationship. I want to have a boyfriend. I want to be engaged. I want to have a husband. And I'm prepared to deal with whatever else comes because I want to be with you. Again, everybody's guy, when I say that, it's not the person, it's not the man that is just, he's kind. He opens the door for someone, let them in. You want someone who treats other citizens well. But there has to be a boundary that's set to know what is for you is for you. A man who tries to go into the not only the gates, but the middle and the outer courts and the middle courts of other women's lives while he's with you, this is not someone that you can really be with. A man who allows other women, to go to it's like their boundaries. They can go beyond the gate. They can go to the door. They can enter into the inner spaces of who he is, the inner core, the areas that should be set only for you. If there's no area that's set for you, all right, and these women have the same level of access to him, and he's doing for them the same thing he does for you. He may not spend, but sometimes he does. He may be spending, he's spending so much time with them, they become emotionally attached to him. And he's emotionally attached to them because he likes how he feels. He likes what they're saying to him. And sometimes he can be spending money on them. But the most important thing, more than money, more than anything, the word of God says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and to lose his own soul? Your spirit. When his spirit is connecting to other women, that's the most important thing that he can give than anything else. So you may be the one, he may be giving you the money and all of that, but his heart, his soul, his emotions are entangled with other women. And there's nothing different. There's nothing different other than you are the one that's his wife. You are the one that's his girlfriend. And so therefore, he's everybody's guy. Now, when you are dating this person, when you see this, you have a chance to run. But what you may find about everybody's guy is that he may be very charming. He may be very attentive to you, and you may want to hold on to him because of those things. He's sweet, he's kind, how he makes you feel. But the bottom line is he's everybody else's guy. And so if he's everybody else's guy in that sense, then he is not really that precious or valuable. He's not. If he's everybody else's guy, then he's not that valuable. And there are men out there who knows how to be kind and courteous to other people and still have this place that, hey, this, you can't go beyond here. You can't get that same, I can't do the exact same things for other women that like I'm doing for my wife. I can't have a bunch of other women reaching out to me and taking little pieces, and I have to be pouring into other women, pouring out into other women. And I've got my wife over here. I have my girlfriend here. I have my significant other. I have my fiance here. That can't happen anymore. Maybe that man has a friend that he is always talked to all the time. Other women, he'll go over and he'll do different things for them. Once another woman is in your life, certain things has to change. Once that man has a girlfriend, and if he cannot understand that, and if he still has a need to just be out there with everybody, and he's everybody's man, he's everybody's guy, you're going to know the difference. If there's no safe space for you, and if there's no boundary for you, if everyone could come in and eat at your table and eat of the same thing that he lays out for you, he's going to lay it for them. If there's nothing different, if he's everybody's guy, he is, and he's the one that they must reach out to for everything, and he's reaching out to them, and all this stuff is going on, and emotionally, and he's there, and they're needing him, and they're coming to him for that, and he's having to get that, and he's doing just about the same thing that he will do for you. And there's nothing about him, nothing that he has given to you that he will not give to another person. There's nothing that is just limited and sacred between you two. That includes your time with him. That's not even sacred. That's not even precious, because he has to be reaching out to somebody else, no matter what you guys are doing, no matter where you guys are. You may be on a vacation. He still has this group that they need to know where he's at and what he's going and what he's doing and how's everything. And if there's nothing that is sacred and private between you guys, and there's nothing that's set aside just for you, if everyone can be in the inner courts of this man in your life, and everyone can be in your space, if they can come and put their hand on the table that's supposed to be set for you, but it's not. He has a big table for everybody that everyone's going to come and eat, and they can pick what they want. Then guys, this is what you would call everybody's guy. And you have to understand that even the Bible teaches on the way a man should be with his wife. Now you may say, I'm not his wife, but look at the man, his character. He's not going to change. Who he is, even though he's not your husband, at this moment. His behavior is his behavior is his behavior. And so if he's planning to marry you and if he's planning to date you, his character is true to who he is, whether he's put a ring on your finger or not. If he's everybody else's guy, ladies, you have to have enough know-how and self-worth to let him continue being everybody else's guy and wait on the Lord to bring you that person who you don't have to say those type of things to. There are men and women out there who has this principle and they follow these principles, and you don't have to be trying to force him or getting into arguments or simply living a miserable life as you are eating at the trough with a bunch of other women. You don't have to do that. And no, you're not jealous. No, you're not crazy. No, you're not overthinking. No, it is not normal. We're just living in a society where everybody is going to go after that man that's taken. It doesn't matter. You're in a society that you have men who have all these issues going on the inside, and they're like, well, I can get all I need from different women and keep my main lady, or not even have a main one, but I can get this from this person, that from this person, and that from another. And that person is broken because there's a piece of him across town, a piece of him across the internet, another piece of him here. He needs those things because there's a void in him that you cannot fill. And truly, none of these other women can fill. He has a lot of other women. He has not just one person. He has more than one. At the very least, he has two of somebody. He has you and somebody else, and that person and another person. All right? And what that means is he's double-minded. And the Bible tells you a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And so therefore you're not going to be able to have a stable relationship with him. He's not going to be stable for you. He's not going to be able to give to you because he has to give to this other person. He's not going to be able to focus on you because he has to call this person. He has to text this other person. He's having all kinds of conversations. He's getting his needs and his ego stroked and whatever by all these other women because that's what he needs. And so therefore, there'll be things that he don't need to talk to you about because he's already spoken to this person about it. There may be things that he's not going to consider with you because he has so many different people coming, so many different women, or at least these two other women or this one other woman in his life that he's given to and he's exchanging with, that you're only going to get a certain part of him. So you have to think to yourself, do you want to live frustrated? Do you want to live saying, okay, I'm always going to have to share my meals with this other person because you desperately want him so bad, you only want his name? Don't worry, I won't be bothered. Just please let me date you. Please be my boyfriend. Please be my husband. I'm happy. While all parts of him is out in the streets and in the public squares because he's drinking from different cisterns and getting his needs met, and other women are drinking from your cistern and getting stuff from him. Because truly what it is, his spring and his life is flowing out in the streets. And sometimes he's out there sleeping around with other women. Sometimes he's out there having emotional connections with other women. And so you're wondering, why can't I connect with him? Why can't we act right? Why is he so indifferent with me? What is going on? Why can't we do anything that's just us? Why? Because his spring is flowing in the streets. Because his streams of waters is in the public squares. And that's not something that you should be trying to break him out of. Men are not created to be broken and put in place by us. That's something he has to work out for himself. And so what you can do is, even though you may cry as you heal and break away from this person, rather than crying and being with him anyway. If I'm going to cry while I'm with you, I'd rather cry and heal and know I can move ahead. And understand, ladies, that there are men out there whose eyes are single. There are men out there who's not going to the left or to the right. There are men out there He's not all over the place and can keep that perfect balance and keep that boundary and keep you protected. He's going to protect you. He is going to uphold you. He's going to uplift you, and no one else will be up here with you. And he know how to still be kind to other people and other individuals in his life and still keep that respect. And he will not allow anyone else to hurt you and to disrespect you and to talk down to you. You as a woman will never have to be defending yourself and having arguments with other women, because this type of man will stand before you and say, no, you will not do that. He will correct them. And those friends are either going to have to learn that, hey, we're going to have to respect their relationships and keep our boundaries, or they're going to have to just move on. Such a man exists, ladies. Oh, well, I don't see him anywhere. You're not going to see this type of men everywhere, because individuals, men or women, that God has brought them to this place, that means whether he has changed them, maybe they used to be a certain way and God transforms them, or God has put this particular attribute within them that they've always had. These rare treasures and people that are like this, they'll be hidden. They'll be hidden only to be revealed to those who they are for. Because sometimes people would, at some point in their life, have met these individuals, but what do? Hurt them, take advantage of them, and now they're bruised and everything. So when God transforms someone's heart, or he has placed these things within them that they already have, he's going to keep them hidden from the world. And so most people that you're going to see is going to be the ragtag ones that they don't care. I don't care. Just listen to them, guys. Pay attention to how that man talks, and pay attention to the things that he does, and stop trying to talk yourself out of what you see. And just know that you can, through the power of God, let go of this. Let him do what he does. Because if he's doing that as your boyfriend, he's going to do it as your fiance. If he's doing it as your fiance, these things, he's still going to do that as your husband. And because you allowed it all these years, when you try to complain now that you're his wife, it's going to be a problem. Because what you see is that they're not going anywhere. And he does not have it within him to keep things balanced and keep things separate. That is not your job. When you're with someone, you should not be in a relationship where you got to wear a hard hat, a tool belt, and some steel-toe shoes, and always keeping some tools on the hip just in case. You cannot fix him. And if that's what he wants to do, and he has told you, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do, then you're going to either accept it. You're either going to be like those virgins that I just read about in Isaiah chapter 4 and say, oh, it doesn't matter. Just keep me. Just give me your name. Or you can say, understood, got it. I got it. You keep doing what you need to do. I'll move right along. And there's nothing wrong with that. And watch as you trust God, and with time, that person, that man who already knows to be this way, he's just going to have these attributes within him, you'll see how much better and how much more worth it is to just wait on God. Because these men exist. You are not crazy. You are not deranged. And it is not unusual, and it is not too much to ask. It's just that we're in times right now where everybody is saying, well, whatever I can get, I'll go for it. Don't let that be you. All right, guys. God bless.